Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the Renaissance Pokemon League. I took over one of my friend's teams, the Melrose Meloettas, aside, like I usually coach the ETSU in August, but this time we're trying something a little bit differently. So, we're in the Renaissance Pokemon League Season 2. It is a Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl Showdown League. All the battles will be done on Pokemon Showdown, and only Pokemon obtainable in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl will be available to use. So, going into this draft, I didn't really have much of a plan. I had third pick overall, which meant I could get something good, maybe like a Gliscor or a Scizor. I wasn't really thinking I'd get Latios because I wasn't sure what second pick was gonna get. I was debating on getting Garchomp, but first pick was already taking that. So I was wondering, like, should I get Latios? And I said, yeah, I'm getting Latios if it falls to me. And then I started compiling a backup plan, which started to become my main plan because I wasn't sure that I'd get Latios. I was planning Gliscor. However, so sorry, I have a bit of a cough, but first pick was Garchomp. Second pick was Lucario, which meant that my first pick is going to be Latios. Now, Latios is a Dragon Psychic type, hits a nice base 110 speed tier, making it faster than a good majority of the metagame. Has a good ability in Levitate, making it immune to ground type attacks, and it has good good moves such as Defog, Roost, White Screen, Reflect, Roar, Thunder Wave. Those are all good support moves, even though I'm not going to be using this as a support one. It has great coverage moves with Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. I think it has Energy Ball too. Psychic moves like with Psychic, Dragon moves, Dragon Pulse, Draco Meteor. I think it has Dragon Claw. It also has like Earthquake for physical coverage. So, yeah. This thing can also set up Dragon Dances, even though it's not like its standard set. Its standard set's like a spec set, which is so hard to switch into. Since the item Assault Vest is gone, the Assault Vest item boosts a Pokemon's SPDEF, or Special Defense, by 1.5 times. And since it's gone, that means switch-ins to special moves are harder than ever. And that's what makes Latios so dangerous. Also, another thing that is worth mentioning about Latios is that it has been suspect tested in BDSPOU. So, yeah, it's very good, and I'm really glad I got it for my first pick. Going into my second pick, I wasn't sure what to get initially, but it eventually became clear that I wanted Weevil. Latios and Weevil, they can punch holes in teams for each other to, like, come in and sweep. However, I waited another round for Weavile because another thing came up, and that was Togekiss. Togekiss is one of the very few reliable fairy types in the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl metagame. This and Clefable and Azumarill are really the only like high tier reliable fairies. Togekiss can Serene Grace, Air Slash, flinch you to death. It has Super Luck, which I probably won't be using, and Hustle, which I definitely won't be using. Solid base 80 speed tier, good base 120 attack. Wish, Yawn, Roost, Thunderwave, Defog, White Screen, Reflect, Air Slash, and plenty of coverage moves with Aura Sphere, Flamethrower, Dazzling Gleam. And I think it gets like Grass Knot or something. But Togekiss is a very good Pokemon. And I'm super stoked that I was able to get it. Like I said, due to the limited decks, good fairies are few and far between, and being able to get a good fairy here means that I will have an easier time dealing with other dragons, and this is one less Latios check that people have to choose. My next pick, which I did debate getting Weevil, and I got Weevil. Weevil is a very fast, physically offensive Pokemon. Throat Chop, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Brick Break, Fake Out, X Scissors, Swords Dance, Home Claws. All of this bolsters its physical presence. It's a great late game queener, and yeah, having priority Ice Shard is very good, especially with a choice band. Not a lot of things can switch into it. Another thing that I really like about Weavile is the 125 base speed stat. The only logical picks that have greater than base, or the only picks that were taken with more than 125 base speed is Swellow, which speed ties Weavile, Aerodactyl, Aerodactyl and Crobat, which both get hit super effectively by Ice Shard, and then Jolteon, which is very frail physically. And yeah, overall, I really like Weavile. It not having triple Axle and knockoff does suck, but I really believe that having this good physical presence that can queen when Latios isn't able to will really will really help my team out a lot. On to my next pick, I got Nidoqueen. I was really surprised that Nidoqueen made it back to me. I was trying to get Nidoking because I'm more familiar with it, but Nidoqueen, it's a pretty much a bulkier Nidoking. It sacrifices a little power for more bulk, and that's perfectly fine with me. Its abilities, the main ability that is of interest to me is Sheer Force. Earth Power and Sludge Wave are its bread and butter moves, and both have a secondary effect, and they're both 90 base power special moves. So this thing can be a very threatening wall breaker, much like Nidoking was. And it also gets good coverage like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Flamethrower. Pair all this up with a substitute and a Life Orb, and you have a good physical breaker. Not physical, special breaker. Aside from that, it gets good support moves like Toxic, Taunt, T-Spikes, Stealth Rocks, and Roar. Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rocks, and Toxic. Toxic especially is good. Toxic, few Pokemon have Toxic because Pokemon Home has not come out yet. So, getting Toxic support with Nidoqueen is really, really good. Aside from that, there's not much I can say about it. It's a good, solid Pokemon, and I'm really happy to have gotten it. Next up was Arcanon. I really needed to get a good fire type because, with fairies and steel types, good fire types are few and far between. But I've always wanted to use Arcanon, and finally I get the chance to. It's a nice base 95 speed cheer, has solid bulk and solid attack. Has the Intimidate ability and the Flash Fire ability, both of which will probably be used. But Intimidate lowers attack, and Flash Fire gives it a fire immunity. Arcanon has good support moves like Roar, Will-O-Wisp, Morning Sun, and then it gets good physical coverage moves with Extreme Speed, Flare Blitz, Crunch, Play Rough, and Close Combat. It also has a decent special move pool. I think it got Solar Beam, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, moves like that. Though its physical move pool is good enough to just, you won't have to worry about it. But this also gives me a physical presence that will help out Weavile a little bit. But, yeah. Overall, Arcanon, solid pick. Probably one of the best fires in BDSP. Because, Rotom Heat and Moltres, they don't have heavy duty boots anymore. And Rotom Heat does not have defog. So, yeah, and it's only good fire move is like Will-O-Wisp or Overheat. But I really liked Arcanon as this pick. Gives me the base 95 speed tier, which I was really wanting. And yeah, with that being said, on to my next pick. I think, yeah, it's Bronzong. I was originally planning to get Skarmory here, but it got sniped for no reason. Though, I guess you always hear about like the Chargers and their analytics, and yeah, the analytics lied to me this time. Everyone was taking like lower tier picks, and I decided to wait on Skarmory, and it bit me. But Bronzong is a very solid Pokemon. Still gets Stealth Rocks, which will help out like Latios and Weevil get some chip damage. Has Iron Defense, Heavy Slam, and Earthquake. With Calm Mind, solid special coverage to back that Calm Mind up. It gets Psychic, Flash Cannon, Shadow Ball, Weather Ball. You can pair that up with like Rain Dance. Light Screen and Reflect, and then other fun gimmicky moves like Psych Up and Block. It has solid bulk and has has a really fun couple of abilities with Levitate and Heat Proof. I'll probably be using Levitate mostly, but Heat Proof is a fun gimmick. Heavy Metal is kinda dumb because, I mean, the Pokemon's so heavy that Heavy Slam's gonna be doing more than enough anyways. But yeah, my next pick was Cradley. Cradley was the first Pokemon I really had in mind for a good grass, mainly because of its ability in Storm Drain, which gives it a water immunity, and if you hadn't noticed, my team's pretty weak to water right now. Stealth Rock, Leech Seed, Recover, Stockpile, Giga Drain, Mirror Coat, Sludge Bomb. Those outline its pretty much useful moves, and what I'll be using on it a lot. It has solid bulk, solid special attack actually for it being a tank. And yeah, I've always been a fan of Cradley. It hasn't let me down in draft yet, and I'm excited to get to use it again. It's always been a solid grass type, and getting Stealth Rocks will help out Latios and Weavile, and yeah, get some chip on other Pokemon. Rocks are better than ever in a meta without heavy duty boots, and yeah. Speaking of hazards and like Stealth Rocks, I figured it was time to get removal for them. So I got Hitmon Top. Hitmon Top's a solid fighting type with the Intimidate ability and Technician abilities. Mach Punch, Sucker Punch, Bullet Punch, Fake Out, Close Combat, Earthquake, and most importantly, Rapid Spin outline its useful moves. Rapid Spin increases the speed of this Pokemon by one stage, but it also removes injury hazards like Spikes, Toxic Spikes, and Stealth Rocks from the field, or from your side of the field, which helps out like Weavile, who is weak to Stealth Rocks, and it helps Arcanon out, who is weak to Stealth Rocks, and it helps other Pokemon out that are weak to rocks or just don't want to take like that chip damage. Mach Punch, Sucker Punch, Bullet Punch, and Fake Out give nice priority for like, or to like prevent sweeps or whatever. But yeah, overall, this is a solid pick. It's a nice Spadef tank, but it not having Assault Vest does hurt it a bit. But it's a nice defensive piece, and it has solid attack to back it up. Bulky normals and like bulky darks do give my team problems, so having an option to break them wide open just really helps my team out a lot. My next pick, which I'm really excited about, even though it does not have Toxic this generation, well, not really this generation, but pre-home, it's Lantern. Lantern is a nice water electric type with the two great abilities of Volt Absorb and Water Absorb. these two abilities allow me to play mind games with my opponent in prep of which absorb I'm bringing. Aside from that, it has nice moves like Scald, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Volt Switch, Protect Me, and Thunder Wave. And it has solid bulk to back it up. My original plan was to get Lantern and Skarmory, which these two Pokemon will cover each other's weaknesses very, very well. Skarmory not liking fire and electric type attacks, and Lantern being immune to electric and resisting fire, while Lantern doesn't like grass type and ground type attacks. Skarmory quad resists grass and it's immune to ground. But alas, I didn't get it. But Bronzong works well with it. It's still immune to ground and it resists grass. So, hey, I did good. My final pick is Dunsparce. Now, I didn't have many points left, and I really needed to get a normal type because I value a ghost immunity so much. And Dunsparce was the best thing available. It has Togekiss's ability of Serene Grace, Coil, Thunderwave, Body Slam, Yawn, Roost, Headbutt, Stealth Rocks. It's a really annoying Pokemon if you can let it get going. I don't know if I'll be bringing it every week, but it's a fun pick, and it can do stuff. Like if you let it. I don't really have a lot else to say about Dunsparce. It could probably work in like some gimmick match, but I don't think I want to be bringing it because the first non-Pokemon are just so good that, I mean, I don't think I'll be bringing it. But it can do good support. It can set up coils and stuff. And yeah, it's a fun Pokemon on the paper, but translating that to the actual battle is another thing altogether. But anyways, that was my team. I'm really excited for this season of RPL. I'm excited to actually finally record with a decent quality microphone. And, well, I hope a decent quality microphone, anyways. But, yeah, really excited to use Latios and Weevil in conjunction with each other. Really excited to finally use Arcanon and Bronzong. And I'm really excited to use Lantern again. But, anyways, that'll be it. And let's end this slideshow real quick. But anyways, that'll be it. See ya.